Are you planning your first visit to Santorini, Greece? You're in the right place. This one-stop shop travel guide comes firsthand from my latest solo trip to Santorini to get you ready, covering essential tips like getting there, how to get around, where to stay on a first-time travel, what to do, great day trip ideas, budget tips, and more. Traveling beyond Greece? Check out all of CORR Travel's videos and subscribe to get the best in travel guides, itineraries, and tips that, all come from my actual travel. That said, let's dive in and get you ready for your trip to Santorini. Why visit Santorini? Renowned for mesmerizing sunsets over its volcanic caldera, this Cyclades gem in the South Aegean Sea has many treasures for would-be visitors to explore. Santorini's capital and most popular of its 13 villages, the charming cliffside Fira, dazzles with a blend of whitewashed architecture and brilliant blue-domed churches, high-end shops, restaurants, a lively nightlife scene, and trail hiking with breathtaking vistas, as does its popular neighbor villages of Firastofani and Ia. Explore centuries of history in the prehistoric Akrotiri village or the cliffside city of ancient Thera. Lounge on unique red and black beaches resting on crystal clear waters with a plethora of water activities, and indulge in fresh seafood and locally produced wines, ensuring a culinary journey you won't forget. With its mix of beauty, history, and Mediterranean charm, you'll see why Santorini, a once off-the-beaten-path destination, has been dubbed by many as the most popular Greek island. Time of year, holidays, and events affect the best time to visit Santorini. Santorini's year-round temperatures average from the high 40s to mid-80s Fahrenheit. Peak season months are June through August, which have the warmest air and water temperatures, longest days, least amount of rain, and a full public bus schedule, but also have the villages and beaches overflowing with tourists, causing limited rooms and the highest travel costs. Low season months are November through March, which have the shortest days, coldest air and water temperatures, not ideal for beach activities, rain, a limited public bus schedule, and some establishments closing for the season, but also have the fewest tourists, largest room availability, and lowest travel costs. The shoulder season months are April, May, September, and October, which are the best time to travel due to longer days, warm water, weather, with some wind and chilly nights, open establishments and full public bus schedule, and fewer tourists for more space in hotels and on the beach and lower travel costs than peak season. Festivals and events happen year-round across the Santorini villages, which can impact costs, so check Santorini's event schedule when planning your itinerary. Number 3. You have 2 ways to get to Santorini. All flights arrive at the Santorini National Airport, aka Thera Airport, in Kamari, which is 6 kilometers from Fira, with only one terminal and sure to arrive early on your day of departure from Santorini. And passenger and car ferries arrive at the Omos Athenios ferry port, or Newport, which is 8 kilometers from Fira, and not a large port, can get crowded in the peak season, so likewise show up early when departing. Number 4. To get around in Santorini, let's start with getting from the airport or ferry port to your accommodations. Don't worry if your hotel doesn't offer a shuttle, there are multiple transport options. Both the airport and ferry port have car rental services. If staying for an extended period of time and want to explore the island, renting a car could save you time over taking the bus and possibly save money from taking taxis. Likewise, you can catch a taxi from the airport and the ferry port. Taxi prices fluctuate depending on distance to your hotel. Rides to Fira take about 15 minutes and costs start around €17. Additional prices like baggage handling may be added, so always confirm the final fare before riding and prepare to pay in cash. There is no Uber or Bolt rideshare in Santorini, so the quickest and easiest car service is by private transfer, which can cost the same or less than a taxi. Plus, you can arrange and pay for it in advance online by credit card, which saves a lot of time. Just tip in cash. I have links to highly rated private transfer services for you below in the video description for your convenience. The cheapest and fairly quick transport is the Santorini public bus, operated by KTEL. Buses leave the airport from out front approximately every hour. They leave the ferry port only once in the afternoon daily. Pay the driver in cash. One way to Fira Center bus stop from the airport is €2 and takes about 20 minutes. From the ferry port, it's $2.50, and it takes about 30 minutes to reach Fira. Switch buses in Fira to your village for an additional fare. Now at your accommodations, let's talk about getting around the island. Santorini villages, like Fira and Ia, are very walkable with pedestrian streets. You'll encounter steep paths and steps for accessing beaches and other waterfront areas. Most streets outside villages are also walkable, but may not have sidewalks, so be careful walking at night. There are also walking and hiking paths between some villages, like Fira to Ia, so you won't need to rely on transportation if you're staying in this area. However, getting between most other villages or accessing beaches, wineries, or historical sites will require some form of vehicle transportation. The cheapest way to get around Santorini is, again, by the public bus, which are comfortable, air-conditioned, and cover much of the island. All buses go through Fira, and you will have to switch buses in Fira to get to your final destination. Daytime one-way tickets start at €2, but nighttime fares can be slightly more. There will undoubtedly be lines to catch the bus, especially during peak season, and they will pack as many people on the bus as possible with standing room only. Know the bus schedule in advance so you can secure your spot in line and get a seat. Low season will have reduced bus schedules. There's always the reliable taxi, which your hotel can arrange for you. One-way rides start at around €15 depending on your destination. Four-wheel ATVs are popular in Santorini, unfortunately. They are very noisy and dirty and ruin the tranquility of the island, in my humble opinion. Yet, you can rent them from any car or ATV rental agency. Instead, rent a compact car if the price is right, which will be quieter, have air conditioning, and you can charge your device while using Google Maps. Make your reservations in advance during peak season. Then, it's an island, so why not explore Santorini by taking a boat cruise? You can explore Santorini using any of these methods self-guided, or learn more about your village and Santorini while meeting other travelers by participating in a historic, food or winery, walking, hiking, bus tour, or boating excursion with water activities. I have links to some of the best rated tours in the video description below to get you started planning. Number 5, safety tips. Santorini's crime rate is very low, and I never felt unsafe walking alone day or night as a solo female traveler. Just practice these general safety measures. People do drive fast on the island, and not all streets have streetlights or sidewalks, so be careful walking on the streets at night. If uncomfortable, take a taxi. Always keep your belongings with you at all times, with bag pockets closed and no cash or valuables in your pockets, especially in crowded or touristy areas. Drink water to stay hydrated and keep alcohol consumption at a moderate level, especially if you expect to be diving or doing other water activities. Wear sunscreen always in the peak and shoulder season months. And don't stay on unpopulated beaches alone or past sunset. Bring only essentials with you and never leave them unattended. With those, you should feel very safe in Santorini. Make your Santorini travel as enjoyable as possible and bring these travel essentials: a VPN service for data security, portable Wi-Fi or get a Greece SIM card, a solar charger so your devices are charged on the beach, boating trips, or other excursions, a reusable water bottle with filter. If your hotel is on a desalinated water system, they can fill it for you to save you on costs of buying bottled water, a hat for any time of year, comfortable walking shoes for walking, hiking, and the Santorini Pebble and Black beaches, sunglasses with UV protection, a monosling bag keeping your valuables safe and being hands-free while traveling, a waterproof waist pouch to keep your items with you in the water, not unattended on the beach, and a thermal phone case to keep your mobile device from overheating in the sun. I have links to some of these great travel essentials for you in the video description for your convenience. Let's face it, the rise of Santorini's popularity has only made accommodations and other prices rise as well, making it one of the pricier Greek destinations. In addition to budget, where in Santorini you stay is important for your itinerary, especially on a short or first-time visit. As a solo traveler, I look for accommodations that are centrally located, offering easy access to top things to do by walking and public transportation to help with my budget. Even though it can be a little pricier than some other villages, staying in or close to Fira Center is honestly the best place to stay in Santorini for a lively first-time visit, because you're walking distance to Fira's multiple shops and bars and restaurants and lovely sunsets, historic and cultural sites, hiking trails and paths leading to towns like Firastofani and Ia, meeting points for tours and excursions, and the Fira bus stop, as all buses pass through Fira, making going to and from the airport, ferry port, beaches, historical sites, and more activities quicker, easier, and inexpensive. All of these pluses can offset accommodation costs and really help you get more out of Santorini on a short visit. I also look for accommodations with a reasonable price, great amenities, free cancellation, good breakfast, high overall ratings, and a travel sustainable rating, certification, or using a variety of sustainable practices at the least. And checking all of these boxes and more, the top Fira hotels to consider are Villa Anto, Callisti Hotel and Suites, Antilles Suites, Thea Luxury Resort, Astro Palace Hotel and Suites, San Marino Suites by Calm Collection, Nephelis Luxury Suites, and Milos Villas Hotel. I stayed at Milos Villas Hotel on my last visit to Santorini, a 15-minute walk from the Fira Center and bus stop, and 25-minute walk to Exogelis Beach. It was also quieter than staying in the Fira Center and a perfect budget option for my 3-day itinerary. For a livelier visit, choose one of the accommodations in the center of Fira though, like Callisti Hotel and Suites or Nephelis Luxury Suites. Unfortunately, hostels are not plentiful in Santorini, but a better budget-friendly option in the Fira Center for a private room or dorm-style room is the Bedspot Hostel. Firastofani is only a 10-minute walk from Fira and also an ideal location for a first-time stay. And checking all the same boxes in Firastofani, try Splendor Resort, Belvedere Suites, or Dana Villas and Infinity Suites. Links to all these great accommodations are available for you in the video description below to save you time. Number 8, top things to do in Santorini. From sunbathing and boating to historical sites and wine tasting, Santorini's list of sites and activities is pretty full for an island. And here are but some of them to see and do on your visit. Yes, there's more. But don't forget to put these at a minimum on your Santorini itinerary. Santorini would not be complete without sampling the Mediterranean flavors in the local cuisine and wine. For unforgettable dining experiences, indulge in seafood dishes with fresh mussels, shrimp, and octopus. Savor Greek salads made with fresh, locally sourced produce. Try the local cheeses, olive oil, and yogurt with honey or fruit. Savor traditional dishes like tomato caffettes, a golden fried tomato fritters with herbs and spices, creamy fava, a pureed yellow split pea dip, moussaka, gyros with a cold beer, or golden baklava made with local pistachios. Or try Greek dishes with a modern twist. Pair your meals or just sip Santorini's renowned white wines from unique grape varieties such as Assyrtiko, Athiri, and Adani, and reds from the Madalaria grape, direct from the island's volcanic soil, a culinary art locals have been cultivating for centuries. Santorini dining options are plentiful, and you can find enticing local dishes on any budget. Stop into the beach bars and lounges, or wander the villages for dining opportunities, or just stay within your own village. Wander the pedestrian streets to read the menus, or just ask your concierge, waiter, or locals for their recommendations. Taste the local wines in the restaurants and bars, or direct at any one of the island's 21 wineries. I highly recommend Domaine Segalis and Estate Agiros with their food pairings. They're delicious. I also advise making tasting and tour reservations in advance, especially during peak season. Add in some culinary activities for variety. From cooking classes to food and drink, walking tours, culture tours with tastings, winery tours, or boating excursions, Santorini has loads of opportunities to help mix it up. I have links to some of the top-rated Santorini gastro experiences in the video description below for your booking convenience. And as you may have heard, the sunsets are an event on the Caldera side of Santorini. Luckily, this time of day can be enjoyed in any of these cliffside villages, not just Ia. If you're wanting drinks at sunset, get there very early, and doubly so for any Ia establishment. Once the sun is down, the music turns up. Fira is Santorini's top village for nightlife of varying tastes, from bars and lounges to clubs with dancing, and Ia holds a close second. Other villages will have restaurants and bars as well, but they're just not as plentiful as Fira and Ia. Tipping in Greece has become customary for tourists. Always check first to see if a tip was included or not to avoid double tipping. If not, it's okay to tip up to 10 to 15% for good service only, or you can just round up to the next euro, and tipping in cash is preferred. Number 10. If you have a little more time and want to explore outside of Santorini, then try a day trip from Santorini to Naxos. There are morning departure and afternoon arrival car ferries, making Naxos possible self-guided. Or just stay close to Santorini and enjoy any of the many boating excursions around the island. I have great highly rated tour links for you below to get you started planning. Number 11, budget tips. Like I said, Santorini is on the pricey side for a Greek destination, so here are some budget tips to shave off those travel costs. Visit in the shoulder season months, ideal for outdoor fun and avoiding the crowds. Travel during the week, avoiding holidays and popular festivals. Always book any type of accommodation well in advance. Save on all-inclusive costs with a budget-friendly hotel instead. And stay outside of the cliffside villages and away from the beach and beach villages, but within walking distance to necessities, activities, and a bus stop. Depending on time of year and amenities, Santorini hostel dorm rooms can start at 23 euros a night and private rooms at 45 euros a night. Avoid dining in high tourist areas like the village centers. Shop at a local market and book a room with a refrigerator to save on dining out. Take the public bus to and from the airport or ferry port instead of a car service. And if you have to take a taxi, try and share one with others. Take advantage of walking as much as possible. This could also save you time on waiting in bus lines. And purchase a Greece or Europe eSIM or SIM card instead of a costly international plan through your local carrier. And last, Santorini has public beaches, historical and cultural sites, and other fun and free things to do. Travel Greece with your eco-friendly foot forward and the planet in mind, using any of these easy eco-travel tips that do make a difference. Look for flights that emit less CO2 through your airline or through Skyscanner's Greener Flights filter. And purchase carbon offsets through your airline or third party to lower your flight's carbon footprint. The less you pack, the lighter the plane and the less fuel it uses. Plus, traveling carry-on saves time in the airport. In addition to Booking.com's travel sustainable properties, Green Globe and Green Key Global also have eco-certified lodging options. During all phases of travel, including a food tour, reduce plastic trash and your carbon footprint by bringing your own reusable shopping bags, water bottle, and bamboo travel utensils. They take up very little space on your carry-on bag. And speaking of your water bottle, unfortunately, bottled water is the solution to poor drinking water on the island. Bringing a Life Straw water bottle with a filter, yes, I have a link below, may allow you to drink the water without buying plastic water bottles. And if you do buy bottled water and don't use it all, don't throw it out. Give it to the hotel. Bring marine safe sunscreen with you to protect the Aegean Sea marine life. And ditch the ATVs and vehicles. You really don't need them to get around Santorini with the public bus and by walking. If you're still with me, you're going to appreciate these valuable travel tips just for Santorini. There's no natural fresh water source on the island, so tap water is either chlorinated or desalinated. I would not drink it without a filtered water bottle. Santorini's beaches are pebbly or rocky, and black beaches get hot. Bring proper footwear. Many beaches have eateries, cafes, restrooms, and lounge chairs and umbrellas for rental, but they will go quickly in the peak season. Colombos Beach is the only nude-friendly beach on Santorini. The Santorini airport has free Wi-Fi, and some establishments may also offer it, just ask them. In addition to bus and taxi drivers, some places only accept cash, so bring plenty with you. The best way to see a sunset in Ia or other cliffside town is by showing up very early to stake your spot. Traveling during peak season, always purchase excursion, boating, food and wine, or other tour tickets in advance as they can sell out. Public buses can fill up quickly, especially during peak season, so get in line early. Always cover your shoulders, arms, and legs when visiting churches, and for all things holy, obey the signs and do not stand or climb on architecture or people's homes trying to get that sunset spot or Instagram photo. People live there. Google Maps can have a mind on its own on the island, so don't be surprised if it lies to you. And locals may speak English. However, it is common courtesy to lead a conversation in Greek, and if they speak English in return, that is a courtesy. So how much time do you need in Santorini? Well, the amount of time you spend depends on your interests and activities you wish to undertake and where in Santorini you're staying. Santorini's villages are compact, making them very quick and easy to walk around on foot in a very short period of time, like a day or two. For a fuller mix of historical sites, beaches, water sports, or cultural and dining experiences, you'll want to get out of your accommodations village, which will require transportation and more time. So I recommend spending a minimum of 3 days in Santorini to enjoy your village and beyond, to capture more of the top things to see and do in Santorini. Now that you know your way around Santorini, would you like a great itinerary for getting the best of Santorini in those 3 days, or 4? We'll see the links below to grab my amazing Santorini itineraries that will save you a ton of time by taking out all the guesswork for your first time trip to Santorini. You won't be sorry. Well, those are my 15 top things to know to plan your trip to Santorini. I hope you found this video informative, and if so, give it a like and subscribe. Keep coming back to CORR Travel for your future travel needs. All right, if you want more information as well on Santorini and Greece travel, check out these upcoming videos I have for you, as well as use all the links I have for you below for planning and booking your trip to Santorini. All right, have a wonderful time in Santorini.